Howdy. Welcome to the 2021 Dean's Recognition Virtual Reception. It is my honor to recognize the outstanding contributions made by the College of Liberal Arts faculty. We begin the reception with recognition of the Association of Former Students 2021 College Level Distinguished Awards for Teaching. This award presentation was taped earlier at the beautiful Clayton W. Williams Jr. Alumni Center.
Well, good morning to everyone. It's my distinct honor to open this ceremony for the Association of Former Students Distinguished Teaching Awards at the college level. The Association for Former Students, I just simply can't say enough about the wonderful support they give to the college and to our faculty. Where else can you find former students supporting our faculty development leads, our research awards, and our teaching awards, and supporting students at every step of the way? You know, when I was a long-haired, as opposed to now, a long-haired campus radical in my youth back in the early 70s when I first went into college, I had a faculty advisor who said, you know, you spend a lot of time outside of class, inferring, of course, I did not spend a lot of time in class. He says, you spend a lot of time outside of class getting involved in all sorts of causes. And he said, Steve, if you really want to make a difference in the world, teach. Have an impact upon your students. And I always remembered that, and that was one of the reasons why I went into the teaching profession. I wanted to make a difference to my students, and they in turn to make an impact upon the world. And so today we are recognizing 4 distinguished faculty members, and they have made an impact upon their students. They have demonstrated an exemplary record of teaching and service to our students and through those students on the world itself. So at this point, I am going to introduce Dr. Violet Johnson, who is the Associate Dean for Faculty, who will introduce to you the 4 distinguished faculty members, and she will tell you a little something about why they were nominated for this distinguished award. Dr. Johnson.
Howdy. Thank you, Interim Dean Steve Oberhelman, for the warm welcome and that brief introduction of me. Like Steve mentioned, we are here today to recognize our distinguished faculty who are doing so much in teaching, research, service, and so many other things. And we are starting this award recognition with the Association of Former Students 2021 College Level Distinguished Service Awards for Teaching. Before we begin to recognize the individual awardees, we will get to meet the person who will be doing the honors of presenting the awards. We are fortunate today to have a distinguished representative of the former students to present the awards. So it is my distinct pleasure to introduce Mr. Marty Holmes, who will be doing the honors. Marty Holmes, class of 87, is the Association of Former Students Vice President for Marketing and Programs. Marty leads the teams that promote the association through programming for former students and current students, and he manages the Aggie Ring program. He also leads the Distinguished Alumni Recognition Program and is the point person for developing and designing Aggie Park. So as you can see, Marty wears many hats. Marty joined the association staff in 2003 after leading the Southwest Meat Association and the National Meat Association. He earned a BBA in marketing from Texas A&M in 1987. During his undergraduate years, he was a member of the Corps of Cadets, a Ross volunteer, head year leader, and recipient of the Buck Wearer's Spirit Award. He has served as a class agent of his class and was named a Fish Camp namesake in 2005. Marty holds the Certified Association Executive designation from the American Society of Association Executives. He and his wife, Jeannie, are endowed Century Club members. And as proud Aggie parents, they have two sons, Wesley, class of 20, and Mason, class of 23. So it is my pleasure to welcome to the podium Mr. Marty Holmes.
Well, howdy. That was a long introduction, but thank you very much. It's very, very kind. My mom would be very impressed. Nobody else would, but my mom would. So, no, in all seriousness, thank y'all for allowing us to be here today. These awards that we present today really are the association a lot of times gets the thank yous and so forth, but it's the 58,000 former students that gave back to the association last year that allow us to present these awards, along with all the other things that we support across campus. I was visiting with Steve beforehand, and we talked about the fact that there is no other alumni association that we're aware of that supports their faculty to the way and to the extent that the association does. And many times these other alumni associations will say, well, why do you do that? Well, number one, we have former students that give us enough money and support to do it. But you as faculty members, you're making Texas Aggies. Whether you have an Aggie ring on or not, you are an Aggie. You are supporting Texas A&M and helping make future generations of Texas Aggies. And as Steve said about teaching having an impact, you're changing the world one student at a time. And so what you do and how you do it is recognized and supported and appreciated by the Association of Former Students. We've been supporting these awards since the 60s, and at both the college level and the university level. And matter of fact, I saw someone in our audience here at the association this morning that has the university level watch fobs. Many of you are familiar with that award. And so this is the college level teaching. We'll certainly do university level in the spring semester. But we certainly take the thanks as association staff at the Association of Former Students for presenting these awards. But make no mistake, it's those former students that love Texas A&M enough to give $100 back, $10 a month, whatever it is, giving back something to support this institution to continue to make it bigger and better and stronger than it is today. So congratulations to our 4 recipients today. Thank y'all for having me. I know we're doing this by YouTube and Zoom or by video, but make no mistake, even though you may be getting the hugs and smiles from the camera, we are very much appreciative of everything you do, and more importantly, how you do it at Texas A&M. Thanks, and giggle.
Thank you very much, Marty. Now, we move on to a very important segment of the ceremony, which is actually presenting the awards to our distinguished awardees. I am going to name them individually and say something about their distinction, and then they will come up to this area of the room where Mr. Holmes, assisted by Interim Dean Oberhelman, will present the awards. I will start with Dr. Maria Irene Moyna, Professor, Department of Hispanic Studies. Irene Moyner received her PhD in linguistics from the University of Florida. Dr. Moyner has published numerous books and articles, including her influential work entitled Compound Words in Spanish Theory and History. More recently, she co-edited It's Not All About You, New Perspectives on Address Research in Spanish. Her work has appeared in many prestigious outlets, including Clinical Linguistics and Phonetics, Hispania, and Language and Communication. She is currently working on a large-scale project on address in Uruguayan Spanish. Dr. Moyner teaches phonology, morphology, sociolinguistics, dialectology, Spanish in the United States, and bilingualism, as well as grammar, translation, and Spanish for the professions. Here is a versatile teacher, if there were one. She is especially interested in developing offerings for heritage learners. In 2018, she was the co-PI with Gabriela Zapata and Leonardo Lombardini of an interdisciplinary pedagogical grant that developed Spanish curriculum for agriculture students. Dr. Maria Irene Moyner. Our second awardee today is Claire Palmer, Professor, Department of Philosophy. Claire Palmer is the George T. and Gladys H. Abel Professor of Liberal Arts and Professor of Philosophy. She is the author or co-author of four books, including Animal Ethics in Context, published by Columbia University Press in 2010. And she has edited or co-edited a number of collections, including Linking Ecology and Ethics for a Changing World. Author or co-author of more than 100 other publications, Dr. Palmer is unquestionably a prolific scholar. Along with four co-authors from several disciplines, she is currently working on a book project entitled Wildlife Ethics. She was the founding editor of the journal Worldviews, Environment, Culture, Religion, and held the position of President of the International Society for Environmental Ethics from 2007 to 2010. She was co-PI on the NSF grant Genomics and Society from 2012 to 2016 and served from 2017 to 2019 on a National Academics of Science, Engineering, and Medicine Committee on the potential for biotechnology to address forest health. Dr. Claire Palmer. The next awardee is Dr. Craig Schulman, Department of Economics. Craig T. Schulman is an associate professor of the practice in the Department of Economics and a director at the economics consulting firm Berkeley Research Group. His research and teaching interests include econometrics, industrial organization, international trade policy, and financial economics. He has published articles in several journals, including Energy Economics, Journal of International Economics, National Tax Journal, Annals de Économie et de Statistique. You can tell that my French is absolutely non-existent. And Review of International Economics, among others. Dr. Schulman is in much demand because of his expertise. His consulting engagements have included settings in state and federal courts, in international arbitration, and with the Federal Trade Commission and the U.S. International Trade Commission. In addition, Dr. Schulman has provided support and analysis for presentation to the Federal Trade Commission and Department of Justice during their merger review process. And very importantly, Dr. Schulman is a fantastic, phenomenal teacher in the Department of Economics at Texas A&M University. Dr. Schulman. Finally, but certainly not the least, the next awardee is Shawnee Ross, Department of English. Dr. Shawnee Ross is an associate professor in the Department of English. She specializes in Victorian literature, transatlantic modernism, and the digital humanities. Her book on Charlotte Bronte has recently been published, newly minted. It was published by SUNY Press in 2021. Her digital humanities work includes a co-written book entitled Using Digital Humanities in the Classroom. Currently, she is working on a book about how modernist literature has been represented in digital culture, as well as an essay about how to teach Sherlock Holmes using the theory of comparative textual media. A class about Sherlock Holmes. I want to take that. In the near future, she hopes to develop courses on the materiality of the book and on detective fiction written by women, and also on novels set on university campuses. I would want to see that just in case I'm in one of those novels, see if I recognize myself as one of the characters there. So it is with much delight that I introduce to you Shawnee Ross, Department of English, who is now receiving her award. So these are awardees for the AFS Distinguished College Level Distinguished Service Awards for Teaching. We will, of course, be going on to the other awards in this recognition ceremony. Congratulations to all our awardees of the AFS College Level Distinguished Teaching Awards. Thank you. We now continue with the Piper Professor Award. 10 awards are given annually across the state to recognize superior teaching at the college level. Selection is made on the basis of nominations submitted by each college or university in the state of Texas. The recipient of the Piper Professor Award is Claire Katz. Claire Katz is Maury and Celeste Fasken Chair in Distinguished Teaching in Liberal Arts and Professor of Philosophy. She holds a courtesy appointment in Teaching, Learning and Culture in the College of Education, and she currently serves as an Associate Dean of Faculties. She is the recipient of the 2019 Association of Former Students University Level Distinguished Achievement Award for Teaching and the 2019 American Philosophical Association Prize for Excellence in Teaching Philosophy. In 2020, she was named a Presidential Professor for Teaching Excellence. She is the founder and director of P4C, Texas, the pre-college philosophy program she founded at Texas A&M, which includes the Aggie School of Athens Philosophy Summer Camp for Teens. Under her leadership, P4C Texas was awarded the 2020 APA/PDC Prize for Excellence and Innovation in Philosophy Programs. She teaches and conducts research in two primary areas: the intersection of philosophy, gender, education, and religion, and pre-college philosophy. In addition to publishing numerous journal articles and book chapters, Dr. Katz is the author of 3 monographs.
I am truly honored to have been named a 2021 Piper Professor, and I'm humbled to have been nominated by Texas A&M University. I wish to thank the College of Liberal Arts for their support, and in particular for their encouragement of P4C Texas, the K-12 philosophy program I founded and direct. I'm grateful to have such generous colleagues who wrote in support of me, and I'm lucky to teach the spectacular students I have been able to teach. Finally, I wish to thank the Minnie Stevens Piper Foundation for honoring teachers in the state of Texas.
The Association of Former Students Distinguished Achievement Award at the university level for research recognizes, encourages, and rewards those individuals whose research efforts have been particularly significant and outstanding, and are so recognized locally, nationally, and internationally. The results of these research efforts have added substantially to the basic body of knowledge, have had significant societal impact, and/or inspired the discipline to expand in new research directions. Born in Bogota, Colombia, Dr. Jose Luis Bermudez was educated at St. Paul's School, London, and King's College, Cambridge, United Kingdom. He is Professor of Philosophy and the Samuel Ray Garmon Professor of Liberal Arts. He has served as Dean of the College of Liberal Arts and as Associate Provost. He was recently named Interim Dean of the School of Dentistry of Texas A&M University. Dr. Bermudez's research interests are interdisciplinary and at the intersection of philosophy and the cognitive and behavioral sciences. A scholar of national and international eminence, he is author of 8 books, 6 edited volumes, and over 70 articles.
I was really pleased to receive an AFS Distinguished Award for Research. Personal recognition is wonderful, of course, but it was particularly gratifying to receive it in the company of Dr. Margaret Essel, who's been a strong academic leader in liberal arts for many years. It's great to see liberal arts at the center of things, and I'm sure that the AFS will be celebrating colleagues' achievements in research and scholarship in the years to come.
Professor Margaret Essel joined Texas A&M University in 1982. Currently, she is a University Distinguished Professor and holder of the John and Sarah Lindsay Chair. Dr. Essel is a literary historian who works on late 17th century English authors and the ways in which ideas and material texts were created, circulated, and preserved. In particular, she has worked to recover women's participation in shaping the literary cultures of their times and how their recovery alters our perception of the past. Dr. Essel's publications offer an alternative model of literary history which looks closely at the material world of 17th century readers, writers, and performers, exploring how oral traditions, handwritten manuscript practices, and the new inexpensive print media intersected and influenced each other, much like today's digital, electronic publications and print. This award recognizes, encourages, and rewards those employees whose professional relationships with students are particularly helpful and inspiring. The recipients of this award exhibit concern for the welfare and development of students and have demonstrated a willingness to meet the special needs of students while ensuring that students accept their responsibilities and strive to meet their own potentials. Dr. Elizabeth Robinson is an exemplary practitioner of higher education. In 30 years at Texas A&M, she has taught a dozen different courses in a variety of formats. Since 2014, she has mentored 18 undergraduates in university and English honors 2-semester capstone projects, 19 one-semester independent studies and honors contracts, and has served on 7 MA committees. For nearly 20 years, Dr. Robinson served as a teaching mentor for teaching assistants in the English department. As one of the most senior APT faculty members in the College of Liberal Arts, Dr. Robinson serves APT faculty on the English Department Evaluation Advisory Committee, on the Dean's Advisory Committee for the Promotion of Academic Professional Track Faculty, on the Dean of Faculty's Fair and Transparent Career Progression for Academic Professional Track Task Force, and on the University Committee for the Status of APT Faculty. She is the founding advisor for the Aggie Colbitter Society, a student organization dedicated to encouraging the exploration of liberal arts. Dr. Robinson's excellent teaching and service have been recognized by many awards she has received, including the College Level Association of Former Students Distinguished Achievement Award for Teaching, the Honors Student Council's Wells Fargo Honors Faculty Mentor of the Year Award, the Student-Led Award for Teaching Excellence, which she won twice, and in summer 2021, she was honored as a Fish Camp namesake. In the College of Liberal Arts, faculty honored with endowed appointments are highly accomplished scholars and teachers who demonstrate a cumulative record of scholarly or creative works in a discipline's most highly regarded venues, outstanding classroom or seminar teaching, and demonstrated excellent service to their departments, the college, the university, and externally in major disciplinary leadership roles. Dr. Carlos Bolanos is a neuropsychology scholar whose research investigates how exposure to psychotropic drugs alter the biochemical integrity of neuronal pathways that regulate mood and motivated behaviors. An outstanding, award-winning, nationally recognized researcher, he is the recipient of numerous prestigious grants and the author of over 60 articles. The Chancellor Aegis Fellowship Program is designed to honor and retain mid-career faculty who are demonstrating significant accomplishment in their discipline that has gained recognition both nationally and internationally and are on track to be honored for their accomplishments at the highest levels. Sarah Zubairy is an associate professor and the Director of Graduate Programs in the Department of Economics at Texas A&M University. She is a Ray A. Rothrock 77 Fellow in the College of Liberal Arts and the Private Enterprise Research Center's Shirley Lynch Fellow. Her research is in empirical macroeconomics and monetary economics, with a particular focus on fiscal policy related issues.
It is a great honor to be receiving this university level Chancellor's Aegis Fellow Award. It is very exciting and very humbling. I am extremely grateful for the support from my department, and in particular, the two department heads during my tenure here, Tim Gronberg and Steve Fuller. I would also like to thank the college for its support and in nominating me. And I would like to give a special shout out to our former dean, Pam Matthews. Thank you.
The Rothrock Fellows are funded from an endowment gift made by Mr. Ray A. Rothrock, class of 1977, a distinguished alumnus of Texas A&M University. The Rothrock Fellowships are awarded annually to newly promoted associate professors who have significant research and teaching records and show exceptional promise for the future. Fellows receive an annual research bursary for 3 years. The newly minted associate professors who received this award in 2021 are the Montag CTE Scholars Award are named in honor of Kenneth Montag, class of 37, a distinguished alumnus and outstanding trustee of Texas A&M Foundation, who had a long and remarkable career in the Texas oil industry. Ken and Judy Montag endowed a generous gift in 1991 for the development of Aggies who are lifelong learners and contributors to their communities. The Presidential Impact Faculty Award honors faculty who, through their scholarship, personal commitment, and outcomes of their work, demonstrate that they are addressing the challenges of their field and contributing to a better world. Each Presidential Impact Fellow receives an annual stipend for 3 years and is bestowed for life the title of Presidential Impact Fellow. The Arts and Humanities Fellows Program was created to stimulate interactions among scholarly and artistic faculty at Texas A&M University, as well as nationally and internationally. Induction as an Arts and Humanities Fellow recognizes extraordinary scholarship and creativity and provides faculty a supportive environment through which to advance their scholarship and creative work. Arts and Humanities Fellows receive a $15,000 fellowship stipend funded in equal disbursements over the 3-year fellowship period. In addition, a web page is created for them. On this site is a picture of the fellow and a well-illustrated description of the work to be funded by the fellowship. Thank you for joining us this evening. Please stay logged in for a brief virtual reception. I hope your glasses are charged because we will be raising them to congratulate our award winners.